Students always have difficulty using the structure of either or neither nor. They cannot recognize either or from neither nor, or they sometimes mistake one structure for the other. They don't know why they're used, how they can use them, and what the real meaning of these structures is. In today's video, I will be focusing your attention on these two grammatical structures, how they're formed, what we mean by using them, and why we should use them. Are you ready? Of course you are. So let's get started. First of all, let's begin with the structure of either or. Either or, either A or B, either X or Y, either something or something else. This structure, either or, emphasizes that we're only choosing one of the two possible options or choices. We're only choosing one item, one thing, or one person between two things, two items, or two choices. So by using either or, we're talking about only one of the two options or choices that we're talking about or we have available. And keep in mind that the subject closest to the verb determines the verb agreement after either. And here is the structure of either or. Either plus verbs, nouns or noun phrases, plus or, plus verbs, nouns, or noun phrases. Let me provide you with 5 examples of this structure. You can either call me or send me a message. You can either call me or send me a message, which means you can call me or send me a message. There's only one possibility. There's only one thing that you can do. You can either call me or send me a text message. So there's only one thing that you can do. You cannot do both at the same time. You can only do one of them. Either John or Sarah is coming to the party. Either John or Sarah is coming to the party, which means only one of them will come to the party. It's not both of them coming to the party. Only one of them will come to the party. Either Sarah or John is coming to the party. We'll either go hiking or stay home, depending on the weather. We'll either go hiking or stay home, depending on the weather. Once again, we'll either go hiking or stay home, depending on the weather, which means we will only do one of these two things. We will only focus on one of these two items. We will go hiking or we will stay home. We're not going to do both of them. We will only do one of them. Depending on the weather, we will only do one of them. So we will either go hiking or stay home, depending on the weather. You can either have tea or coffee. You can either have tea or coffee, which means you can have only one. You cannot have both at the same time. You can only have one of them. You can only have tea or coffee. So you can either have tea or coffee. You can't have them both. You can have only one of them. Either the teacher or the students have misunderstood the task. Either the teacher or the students have misunderstood the task, which means students or the teacher, one of them, one of these two. Students or the teacher may have misunderstood the task. We're not saying that both of them, both the students and the teacher, have misunderstood the task. We're just saying that only one of them, only one of these two, has misunderstood the task. So this is all about the grammatical structure of either or. So when we say either A or B, it means A or B, not both of them, not the two of them, only one of them. Now we're talking about the structure of neither nor, which is a pretty similar structure to either or. So neither nor. Either comes with or, neither comes with nor. But why do we use neither nor? What do we exactly mean by using this structure? Well, when we say neither X nor B, when we say neither A nor B, we're saying not X, not B, none of them. When we say neither X nor Y, it means not X and not Y, none of them. So by using neither nor, we're talking about none of the two options that we're talking about, none of the two people, choices, options, or items being discussed. So neither nor means none of the two options or items being discussed. And the closest subject to the verb determines the verb agreement after neither. And keep in mind that neither is basically and fundamentally negative on its own. It's negative by nature. So when we use verbs after neither, we should use positive verbs. We should use positive auxiliary verbs. or positive modal verbs. Why? Because neither itself is already negative by nature, so we should use positive verbs when forming negative sentences. And here is the structure: neither plus nouns plus verbs, or noun phrases plus nor plus nouns, verbs, or noun phrases. Let me provide you with 5 examples of this structure. Neither Jack nor Sarah came to the party. Neither Jack nor Sarah came to the party, which means not Jack and not Sarah came to the party. None of them came to the party. She likes neither coffee nor tea. She likes neither coffee nor tea, which means she doesn't like tea and she doesn't like coffee. She doesn't like any of them. She likes none of them. Neither the teacher nor the students were prepared. Neither the teacher nor the students were prepared, which means the teacher was not prepared, the students were not prepared either. Both of them were not prepared, so none of these two was prepared. I speak neither French nor Spanish. I speak neither French nor Spanish, which means I don't speak French, I don't speak Spanish either. I speak none of these two languages. I don't speak any of these two languages. Neither the phone nor the laptop is working. Neither the phone nor the laptop is working, which means the laptop is not working and the phone is not working either. None of these two is working. None of them is working. So by using the structure of either A or B, we're talking about only one of the two things we're talking about. But by using the structure of neither A nor B, we're talking about none of the two things, items, or people being discussed or we're talking about. So either or refers to one person, thing, or item. Neither nor refers to no person, item, or thing. And this is how we use the structures of either or, neither nor. And that's about all, guys. Thank you for watching today's video. Make sure you form some sentences using these two structures, and don't forget to comment them down below. I'll be reading those sentences and correcting them for you. And make sure you like this video in support of this channel. Thank you for doing so, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'll be back soon with another video.